YouTube, owned by Alphabet, has agreed to pay $24.5 million to settle a lawsuit brought by former US President Donald Trump, marking one of the most high-profile legal resolutions in the ongoing clash between major tech companies and prominent political figures. Out of the total settlement, a significant portion, $22 million, will go to the Trust for the National Mall, a non-profit that Trump supports. The funds are earmarked for the construction of a White House State Ballroom, a project Trump has publicly championed. The remaining $2.5 million will be distributed among additional plaintiffs who joined Trump in the lawsuit, including the American Conservative Union, writer Naomi Wolf, and others who claimed their free speech rights had been infringed. Importantly, YouTube emphasized that this settlement does not represent an admission of wrongdoing. The company clarified that it will not be altering its moderation policies, algorithms, or product rules as part of the agreement. The payment is strictly financial, designed to resolve the lawsuit and avoid further litigation. Background of the dispute. The legal battle dates back to January 6, 2021, when YouTube, along with other major platforms like Twitter and Facebook, suspended or restricted Donald Trump's accounts in the immediate aftermath of the US Capitol riot. The suspension was part of an unprecedented wave of social media bans imposed on Trump, justified by the platforms as a response to the violent events in Washington, D.C., and their concerns over further incitement. Trump responded by filing multiple lawsuits against big tech companies, arguing that these suspensions amounted to unconstitutional censorship. His legal team contended that YouTube acted under pressure from government officials, effectively making it a state actor and therefore subject to First Amendment limitations. This was a bold legal strategy, as the First Amendment traditionally restricts government censorship, not the decisions of private companies. Why YouTube settled. Although many legal experts viewed Trump's arguments as weak, since US law clearly recognizes platforms like YouTube as private entities with the right to enforce their own rules, YouTube ultimately opted to settle. From a corporate perspective, the settlement avoids prolonged litigation, potential reputational damage, and the uncertainties of trial proceedings. It also prevents the possibility of a court ruling that might embolden broader challenges to platform content moderation. By settling without admitting liability, YouTube shields itself from establishing any precedent that could restrict its future authority to moderate content. At the same time, it removes the spotlight from what could have been a politically charged courtroom showdown. Trump's gains for Trump. The settlement represents not only a financial and symbolic win, but also another success in his series of battles against tech giants. Earlier in 2025, Trump reached settlements with other platforms. Meta, the parent of Facebook and Instagram, agreed to a $25 million settlement, while X, formerly Twitter, paid $10 million. Together, these legal victories allow Trump to claim that his stance against so-called big tech censorship has been validated, at least financially. What makes the YouTube deal particularly notable is the destination of the funds. By channeling $22 million toward the White House Ballroom project, Trump has ensured that this legal settlement results in a tangible, symbolic legacy project rather than being seen purely as a cash award. This aligns with his political style of turning legal or political battles into broader public spectacles with visible outcomes. Broader implications. The case raises significant questions about the balance of power between private platforms and public figures. Critics of the settlement argue that it demonstrates how high-profile individuals can pressure or incentivize platforms into large payouts, even when their legal arguments may not be strong. For tech companies, this could create a precedent where litigation risk leads to costly settlements, especially when politically influential figures are involved. At the same time, YouTube's insistence that it will not change its policies underscores its commitment to maintaining discretion over moderation. This suggests that, despite the financial hit, the platform remains determined to control how it manages misinformation, hate speech, or potentially dangerous content. Free speech versus moderation. Ultimately, the settlement reflects the ongoing struggle in the US and globally over free speech, platform governance, and political influence. While platforms claim a responsibility to protect their communities from harmful content, political leaders and public figures increasingly argue that these moderation choices amount to biased censorship. The Trump YouTube case highlights the complexity of this debate. Even when private companies are legally within their rights, the political, financial, and reputational stakes can push them toward costly compromises. For Trump, the settlement is a powerful tool in his narrative of being unfairly silenced by big tech, while for YouTube, it is a pragmatic business decision to resolve a contentious issue without jeopardizing its long-term authority over moderation.